Hey loves, it's Colleen. It's Thursday. It's that Thursday between Christmas and New Year's, and none of us know what day or time it is. And I just stopped in my studio really quickly after an acupuncture appointment to share a few journals with you that have something to do with the holidays and something to do about giving and a lot to do with self-care. So I thought I would share that with you and just pop in here as I am. I usually have a whole setup that I would have in front of me as I talk to you, but for the life of me, I cannot find it. And I've had a few studio events and I cleaned up. That cleaning will be the death of me. I can't find anything in here when I really clean. So anyway, next week I'll find it. But I just wanted to come in here and say hello and say Merry Christmas and say that I hope that something that I share with you feels really sweet to you and stays with you. And that's it. That's all I got. I'll see you in a minute on my desk. I am back with a little tiny sacred journal, and of all my tiny sacred journals, and I have many of them, this may in fact be my favorite. And I just love the ease of this. It is actually an old pocketbook that I cut into. And then I peeled some layers and I used those layers as pages to sew. And I'm trying to think what this is. There we go. Just a random string. I may have hung it. I think I was hanging it on my Christmas tree, actually. So I turned it into an ornament. And it just feels good. It feels really soft. I love this tape transfer of this little guy, like a little stop sign guy kind of, or road sign guy look. And he's going this way, but yet the sign is pointing backward. So I'm not really sure if it's confusion, if he didn't see the sign, but I choose to think that he did. And he's like, you know what? I'm just going to explore this way. And I love that. So as we go in, it's fabrics I love, and then also just some fabrics that are super dear to me. This is a piece of my father's flannel. He passed away about 30 years ago, and really what I have of his is a flannel. It's this flannel, and the sleeves are now missing. I wear it as a smock. It kind of looks like a muscle shirt, so it always, cracks my family up to see me in it in this sleeveless flannel. And then I use the pieces in art, and I just kind of, keep him going. But I love knowing at one point he wore this no matter how many years ago, and I think that fabric invokes memory. This was a bit of a canvas that was on my desk when I taught my first workshop, which is Lost and Found. It was super scary to do, like anything we do when we first do something. And I worked my way through that, and it was fabulous in 100 ways, and for me, for others. And this was like an accidental heart that was in paint on my desk, so I put it in here. Bits of clothing that I wore and loved. Shirt, skirt. Not sure about that piece. Some of a bed sheet, and I hang on to sheets for a long time, so I have no doubt that many of us slept on this. My children, my husband, family. And this is a piece of a pair of my husband's shorts. He wore them till he couldn't wear them anymore. And he wore them a lot a summer when my kids were super young and we were on a boat a lot of the time. We had a little tiny cabin cruiser that we stayed on many seasons out of the year. And these shorts are a memory of that period of time. Things I like, things that look good to me, things that are interesting to me. Thread is always interesting to me. a wonderful neighbor and friend left me this. It was a big robe on my porch, and I just took a little piece of it to put in here, and I liked that. I think this is a bit of an old box that had a hole, like I tore the velvet off the hole, out of the box. And this little hole, the way it landed, it has a piece of canvas behind it, very much like probably a piece of this canvas. And it just peeks through. And that works for me. Fabrics I love, things that feel good, like things that I don't need to have a reason for liking. Like we don't have to have a reason for why we like things. We can just like them, and that's enough. So what really makes this book special is I spoke at an event that was super near and dear to my heart. It's a group called the Conversation Zone, and it supports parents who are dealing with children who are suffering from substance abuse. And it is just the most amazing group of parents. And I gave a talk about art at a meeting to where the parents who help other parents were gathered. And it was a lot about self-care. And I use this as an example in my talk. And one of the people there came and said to me, "Oh, can I have a piece of this?" And anyone that really comes to my workshops here, or even takes my workshops, would realize that I don't have a lot of rules. The only rule I actually have is we can't cut into my journals. Like that's a hard, fast rule, right? But so here, it's my favorite journal. And this, and so, someone says, "Hey, can I have a piece of this?" And I'm sipping coffee now. It was really one of those moments where, I got really quiet, and, I said, "Oh, well, this is, one of my journals." And then I thought to myself, well, I can repair this. Like, I'm just going to give her a piece of this. So I cut out this little piece, and she used it in something, and it made her super, super happy. And I'm not sure she understood what I gave her, right? Like there are people that take my workshops that would be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you gave her a piece of this little journal," because it's super special. But that is what made it so great. Like, I love giving when it's hard. Like giving when it's easy is, I don't know. I mean, it's great. I think to give is just great, and to be kind. But to give when it's actually a little hard, those times I really love. And I was aware it was one of those moments, and I leaned into it. And I'm just really glad I did, because now this book reminds me that I can give, some pieces of myself or give of myself in a way that could at times maybe feel like I lost something, but in truth, I gained something. And when I repaired it, I just loved it, and I love it more than I did. So that is this little journal. And then I just wanted to come back here and share this. This is same pocketbook, okay? Same concept. I cut into the pocketbook. You're thinking, wow, that is a big pocketbook. So to do stuff like this, you have to be willing to cut into sacred things. You have to kind of like de-sacred some stuff and be like, you know what? It's a beautiful old vintage pocketbook, but I'm going to take a piece of it. So I did that. And what makes this so incredibly special was this was Christmas a few years ago. It was that Christmas when COVID came back. And for me, Christmas kind of was closed down. I didn't see my whole family. It was a quiet kind of Christmas, but a beautiful Christmas. And for the whole month of December, all I did was stitch. So I would usually stitch in, I like to stitch in groups of 5. You'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And while I was doing this, I was saying intentions. I was saying intentions for people I love. So as I did this, I may have been thinking about my daughter, and I would say, may you be well, and may you be happy, may you be peaceful, may you be willing, may you live a life of ease. I mean, I could go on and on about all of this because every single time, every stitch you see is an intention for someone. And I loved this. Like, again, there's no words. You know, I don't have any words going on in here, but I don't really need to. I also sewed a little bit of the pocket that was in the vintage purse in here. I don't have anything in it, but I could. It's kind of like a perfect little hiding place, right? And that was what I did. I mean, I just sewed that December, and for, you know, a lot of people, this isn't even attached. It's just in there, but God, I love thread. For me, this little book was like a little bit of self-love. It was a December that I wasn't going to see all the people I love. And yet I could stitch. And I remember especially one moment. I was in a car. It was a very full car. There was like a dog. And there was a grandma, grandpa, a daughter, a husband, me. We're all journeying somewhere. And I was stitching on that car ride. And sometimes I can just feel this and I can go right back there again. So I just want to say, you know, sometimes all this is enough. I mean, it may not seem like a lot, but if you counted every single stitch and it was a stitch of an intention, of a sweet thought for someone, like, I feel like that is so powerful. So I just wanted to leave you with these thoughts here and, you know, maybe give you permission to use stitching as a form of meditation. Let's find that cover again. And a few other things I will share about this as I look at it. This was a bracelet that my sister gave me that was absolutely beautiful and fell apart. So I wore it for a good many years, and then I put it on the back. This is a shirt that I still love and wear at times, but the sleeves were super long. I trimmed the sleeves at some point, had a piece, and I put them here. And I really, like, you know, it's like one of those things, like you get clothing and you wear it a ton for a period of time, and everything you did is in it. And I wore this to a lot of really wonderful places. This is a bit of a sweater of mine. And sweater, a shirt I loved that was a man's shirt that I wore often, and that same bit of that one blouse. And I'm not sure where I got this from. Maybe the pocketbook itself. Anyway, so just, you know, just a little share here of something kind of easy and something kind of sweet. And I hope it adds some, I don't know, almost like a little smear of honey on your day, because I have to tell you, it feels so good to stitch. If you're sitting and you're, you know, you're just sitting with a lot of thoughts and emotions, get out a pin and some thread and stitch. And clearly, you don't have to be skilled, because I don't think there is anyone here, anyone who knows me, that would say I'm a skilled stitcher. I am actually a very unskilled stitcher. And I think if I was skilled, I don't know, you know, really where I'd be or what I'd be doing. I've kind of built my little art business on stitching badly, you know. But I don't stitch well, but dang, I got some heart. So anyway, that's it from me, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I will come back and share some more little bits and pieces from my studio with you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.